What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Talks, the only podcast you need for all your movie news, movie reviews, and more. Well, I don't know. Sometimes you get more, who knows? So we're on, I said episode 14. So even I don't know my next step because we were talking off camera, but that's neither here nor there. We got a stunning lineup for you tonight. So I'm really going to try and pump you up before you get into what we got to watch. So we watched Slumberland 1899, which no, everything was on Netflix. It was a Netflix special. And Falling for Christmas. So you may have noticed, obviously, having a extra guest on last week kind of threw us out a little bit, and it made us flustered, and we decided to watch everything on Netflix. So there's not that much variety of streaming platforms, but that's neither here nor there as well. I hope you liked the other game shows. So if you did, please let us know in the comments or hit us up. I did enjoy the buzzers. The buzzers
I had
were
a
fun.
laugh. I had a laugh listening back. That was good.
Yeah. So it's always good fun. But our tried and true sort of news segment is here to stay. And you remember the rules for all our new listeners.
Yes.
Please recite them. Repetition.
I don't care. I'm interested. I'm not interested.
Oh, you almost didn't get there, eh?
Yeah, I have to pause for a second. Shit.
After 13
I've
other
got to defend
goes.
myself every time.
Yeah. And then you had to,
Interested, not interested, don't care. Let's go.
There you go. All right. Do your movie intro and then we're ready to go. I need your game show intro.
That was more of a news. Oh, yeah, that was news.
Yeah, news is fun. We don't have a set theme song, so if someone wants to make it and send it in, I'm more than happy to play it. So
please submit your entries for our theme song.
Yeah.
I was thinking the other day it would be good to have like an intro play before we start talking.
Oh, that'd be cool. If anyone wants to make an intro, I don't want to make an intro. I've got the musical abilities of a fish. So
same, obviously.
Yeah, that's why we really need participation to come in there. So all our musical listeners, you want to mix something in or even make sound bites. I would love to have a sound bite and just to be be able to play stuff. That'd be fun as well.
It would be.
Yeah.
Like a soundboard sort of thing, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To let us know what type of sound you'd like, or if you just want our one-liners, that'd be fun as well. I got sidetracked again. All right, movie news. Indiana Jones is back. There is going to be number 5, and it will pit Indy against Nazis again in 1969.
What? Okay, interesting. I'm interested because the last one was terrible, and I hope they can redeem themselves.
The last one was shit.
Yeah.
As soon as they got aliens involved, I was like, "What are you doing? Why is there aliens?"
Yeah. It went real weird.
It went real weird. But
yeah,
I'm
sort
hoping
of like Scrubs. You sort of just pretend it doesn't exist. But look, like you say, I want it to be good. So interested.
I also kind of want them to move away from Harrison Ford as being Indiana Jones. I know, he's the iconic Indiana Jones, but I wouldn't mind if they went into young Indiana Jones and got a new actor to come in and do some, I guess, new, or just move the franchise on, let him have a family and his kid takes up the mantle or whatever. Just
why name it Indiana Jones and why piggyback off of the success of something that pre-exists?
I don't know, because I want the same themes of Indiana Jones, and I would like the connecting of the stories, because I do like 1 to 3
an indie story, and then do an indie MCU sort of thing. You don't have to call it Indiana Jones the Kid or some bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it'd be a nice little flow along. Yeah. And then you can still have the cameos of Harrison Ford.
He's getting fucking old.
Yeah. So
watching him in Star Wars was still we forget because we were aging. That was quite some years ago, and he looked old as shit running around on the Millennium Falcon. He is going to be an old Indy.
Yeah, and even even if they do that CGI, whatever it is, that technology, which they did with Mark Hamill in the Star Wars, the TV show where they had that. like, yes, visually he looks like young, but he still moves like an old man. Like, you can't work
Yes,
around the movements,
exactly. Just stunt
which,
doubles, though, I guess.
yeah, but are they going to really do that? Like, are they going to spend so much on just doing stunt doubles to have the original actor? Why not just,
They might.
I don't know, whatever.
When you throw enough money at it, they might.
True. But also look at Amazon threw the most amount of money at the Lord of the Rings, and
Mm,
it was a flop. Like,
yeah.
without a doubt, it's a flop. Like, I'm not excited to even watch the remaining of it. Just,
No, I've heard bad things.
yeah, I'm not going back to it. Even
Hmm.
though, like, sometimes you're glad she's there with old Gladriel.
No,
Yeah,
no, we're not. We're
yeah,
not
yeah.
even. We're
What?
not even a little bit.
I said I was above those jokes last week.
Yeah, right.
No. Oh,
Very much not.
we got a comment. Someone really enjoyed that comment on the YouTube. A few people
Oh,
pointed it out.
oh,
I
really?
laughed. Yeah,
That's so
it was
funny.
good fun. Also, Scream's Tyler Gillent and Matt Beshed to direct Escape from New York, a reboot.
What?
Ignore
I
that
don't
last
care.
name.
I don't know
Okay.
those names.
Okay. Uh, David Letty Jack directing Channing Tatum in action thriller Red Shirt.
Can you have any preparation before
Yeah.
you
No.
start yelling names at me?
No, because then I wouldn't get your true and tried, like,
Yeah,
real
but
captured raw.
I can't respond to these because I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Yes, you can. Just give me the answer. That's why the answers were so simple.
Give me it again. Give me it again.
Ah, David Letty Check directing Channing Tatum in action thrillers Red Shirt.
Sure. Super interested. Can't wait.
Whoa, we're all right. Don't have to
I
get
have no idea what that
snarky.
is. I
uh,
like Channing Tatum. I don't know. Thriller. Does he really suit it? I guess we'll see. I don't really know.
Keanu Reeves to star in Jonah Hill's next film called Outcome.
Cool.
Yeah,
Hey, I like both those people.
yeah,
I'm more and more impressed with Jonah Hill. He is a very talented boy.
yeah.
We didn't give him enough credit for a very long time.
Look, his intro into the actual star fandom was the iconic sort of fat funny guy,
Yep.
which was
Yep.
he's definitely broken out of that typecast, which is good to see. Like,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
am quite impressed with his acting ability. Like, he still plays those goofy roles at times,
Yeah,
but like, he's
at
definitely
times. And even when he plays serious characters like Donny Hazoff in Wolf,
hmm,
he's still sort of goofy and silly, but I think he also can carry a passionate scene. So I like
yep,
him. And he has
yeah,
a lot of passion for the craft. Like he is now that he's directing stuff as well. I love hearing him talk about movies and how much he sees them as more than just a career and a fun money making business. Like he loves it and it's good. Sorry, I'm going on a bit of a
yeah,
rant. I
yeah.
like the guy.
Yeah, that's good. And
Mm-hmm.
also, this one's going off a little bit, but because there are movies and a anime about it, for the
Mm-hmm.
first time in Dragon Ball's history, they are going away from Goku and Vegeta. So, Chapter 88 drops on December 20th, and it's going to be focused on Gotenks and Trunks in their superhero styled outfits. So, the
Mm.
outfits look like the guys from the movie, which was the focus on Gohan and Piccolo. So that's when Gohan got his brand new form called Beast. So you remember the
Oh yeah,
guys?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah, the other
guys.
clone guys, whatever
Yeah,
their names were. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So they're
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
those style outfits. So I'm excited for it. I'm
Mm.
currently up to date with the manga, so I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan.
So it's I mean I assume so. It's coming to manga first. Like is that
Mhm.
happening soon?
Yep, December 20th.
Cool.
So next month
Okay.
it's coming.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm excited. I'm also excited for the anime to return. I'm not entirely sure when that's coming, but it's definitely
Hmm.
coming back. And the next two arcs are really cool. Like, there's some cool development, which
Yeah, I
I'm
mean, look,
hope.
safe. it's sort of a safe bet to go with Goten and Trunks. Like they're very similar to Goku and Vegeta, but I'm
Well,
okay with that.
yeah, Gotenks looks pretty much identical to Goku. Like
Goten,
Goten, yeah. Like
Gotenks is the fusion.
yeah, so he looks pretty much
Hmm.
almost a clone. His hairstyle's
Yeah,
slightly different,
and
and
he's very boyish. Whereas Gohan, they matured him very fast. Whereas Goten feels more childish, like Goku does.
yeah. Um, I still want Trunks to have the purple hair, like the
Hmm.
original version that we got introduced back in the old Dragon Ball Z. But
Especially because we've seen Future.
mm,
Like
yeah,
it makes sense.
I just wanted
But
to have
yeah,
that purple hair. Mm.
yeah, for sure.
All right, movie news.
Hmm.
We went over with that, but
A little bit.
you guys will love it. So we're gonna start with Slumberland. So this is Jason Momoa is heading up this sort of adventure comedy family film that
Yeah.
is going into the dream world. So it reminded me a little bit of Sandman, but like a family version of it. So I'm not sure if
Hmm.
you've seen the
Okay.
Sandman, Lewis, but
No, no idea,
um,
but
okay,
sure.
the Sandman is in the DC universe, and it was a big thing on Netflix. Like it got a whole big series run. That was 10 episodes.
Sure.
It's worth a look. It
No
was
idea.
the show was actually pretty good.
I hear
Um,
Sandman, I think of the Spider-Man bad guy.
yeah, it's not that he's like the actual Sandman that puts you to sleep, and
I
he's a
assume so.
he's a god. Yeah, just in case you
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just looking at
I
your
sort of
face.
pieced that together with the whole dream
Oh
slumber
yeah,
thing.
well, if you're looking at the podcast, you can see that he's blanking out on me.
I'm
But
blanking.
you are. I got you all those news facts. But here's the
Hmm.
blurb on Slumberland. A young girl discovers a secret map to a dream world of Slumberland. And with the help of a eccentric outlaw, she traverses dreams and flees nightmares with the hope that she'll be able to see her late father again. So
It's a lot.
it's a lot. So that blurb actually sounds way more interesting than this film. So
Yeah.
you get into it. It's very, very heavy on CGI. Like I know
Hmm.
you kind of expect it, but I was expecting it to be better done than it was. So
Yeah.
the
I got that
girl
as well. Definitely.
yeah. So the girl and her father obviously have a really close bond. I can't remember if they actually described what happened to the mum, but the mum's unfortunately passed away. They live in this
Mm.
lighthouse, which is a weird setting. It just, for everyone who's Australian and you're around our sort of generation, grew up
Around the twist.
you grew up in the 90s and
Yeah.
the early 2000s. It just reminds me of Around the Twist. Anytime there's a
Absolutely.
lighthouse, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
all right, cool. Like
It's impossible for us to not make that connection.
no, but for like the rest of the
Mhm.
world, I'm sure they probably don't have that connection of Around the Twist. I don't know if Around the Twist went like everywhere else worldwide,
Probably
but
not.
it's a
Fucking weird.
very iconic Australian show. But
Uh-huh.
so the dad is obviously the storyteller, and he's pretty much the catalyst to be able to kick off this adventure that she's going to go on. Unfortunately, the dad has to go and help. I can't remember. He was off to go help a ship or whatever it is. The dad died, and
Yeah, Dad died. I thought they were just out on an adventure and the storm came.
I thought he had to
I
go.
really don't. I sort of vagued out a little bit at that point because it was leading us to Dad death. It didn't matter why
Yeah,
it happened. Dad
Yeah,
died.
I can't remember exactly why he died, but he died regardless,
Hmm.
and that kick-started her obviously wanting to be able to see her dad again. Like obviously, there's going to be a lot of loss, and she has to go live with her uncle, who he's so quirky, but the delivery of it is so bad. Like he could have been a really interesting character, but
Hmm.
he gives you absolutely nothing. Like he comes across as
It's meant to be
like
boring.
a recluse. Yeah, but he could at least been eccentric. Like if you are selling doorknobs and have all your doorknobs and all the latches and stuff, be a little bit quirky. But
But that's kind of the point of his character. I mean, Chris O'Dowd, I love him, and I think he did a good job in playing a really I mean, he's a door. It's not a doorknob salesman. He's a doorknob designer or engineer or something. He's a
Yeah,
boring fucking man, and I think
but anyone
he was
who
boring.
designs doorknobs and stuff, like there's got to be a little bit of excitement when you're talking about doorknobs. Like anyone that I know who's into something
Sure,
absolutely
it's
weird
into their passion.
should be at least excited. There should be a little bit of a
Mm-hmm.
change in voice in terms of
Okay.
you're being excited about the thing that you're really passionate about. And he loves designing doorknobs and stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
there was nothing else that was
Yeah,
going
I'll
on
give you
for
that.
him,
I'll give you that.
but like his whole house was all about doorknobs. Like they should
Mm-hmm.
have played in a little bit more in terms of that. And it would have came off that she's even more disconnected to him because she'd be like, I don't give a shit about doorknobs. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Like,
whereas he just came across as disconnected from the world.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and that
Mm-hmm.
would have given him at least he didn't seem to be a person. He just seemed to be there because he needed to be there to look after the child. So this, I don't know. I didn't really like his character. I know the point of it, but I wanted a little bit more excitement of him. Sort of.
Yeah. I struggle with Chris O'Dowd's character as well. And maybe it's because I mean, I know he's super Irish, and hearing him speak in his American accent, I'm not like, I don't know if it's because I'm trying to listen for the accent, but I feel like it's not quite right. And you're right, his character, because he was playing a boring character, his character just came across as very bland. And I didn't root for him, or didn't like when he was trying to connect with Nemo.
Also,
I just found him annoying.
why is her name Nemo? That it
I know this is based on a book, and the book was
okay
written,
before Finding
I don't know
Nemo.
when,
I'm
but before.
assuming.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know.
Ah,
I thought the same thing. Like, no way you named her Nemo. That's too on the nose, especially with the whole ocean thing. But
and you're living next to a lighthouse. And there's
exactly
yeah,
my point. Yeah.
yeah,
So I thought the same thing, but then I found out that it's a book or a kid's book or something.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I didn't love him, and I also didn't love Kyle Chandler as the dad, only because I don't know, he maybe because I've seen him in so many roles where he plays sort of uh ruthless, not ruthless, but sort of not a very fatherly character, and seeing him be the father, I didn't feel the connection between the father and daughter like I was meant to. Did you?
He was barely on there for enough time to be able to establish a connection, though. Like
Yeah,
there
sure.
wasn't there wasn't a heap of time. It was like the first 10, 15 minutes that he died. And
Yeah, Act One was real quick.
yeah, it was like, all right, moving on with the story. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't think they even gave it enough time to be even like, yo, here's the connection, emotional drive that you
Yeah,
need. But
we heard her talk about wanting to be with him. Then we actually saw her with him.
yeah, I mean,
I don't
there's
know if
a
it's because I find Momoa kind of intimidating, and again, maybe it's because of the previous characters. But initially, when he first started interacting with Nemo, I got a little bit of like Predator vibes. Like he kind of came across a little creepy, and like he's trying to hurt her.
yeah, right.
No,
You find him intimidating. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. I
he's just
see
a
him. Yeah.
big guy, you know.
Yeah. I just see him as Aquaman, and
I haven't really seen Aquaman.
I don't know. Aquaman to me is a joke. I reckon he's a weird character, Aquaman, just in general. But I don't
I guess
know.
Momoa, like to me, I know him probably best from
Was
like
he
Game of Thrones.
was he in Star Trek? I feel like he was in Star
I
Trek.
haven't seen Star Trek either.
Star Trek Atlantis. Was that him?
No idea. Could not
Yeah,
tell you.
yeah, he was. Yeah, thought he was. Yeah, and he
Sure.
played the tough like guy in the group who they sent in to sort stuff out.
Yeah, so he plays the
Yeah.
tough guy. That's sort of my
Yeah.
point.
Okay.
And I mean, spoiler alert. He in the dream world is the dream version of the brother or the guy Philip. Sorry, yeah, Chris O'Dowd's character Philip, the dad's brother, who she's now living with. Um, Fuck, it took a long time to get there. And she, yeah, he's meant to be this character, and because he's this big eccentric but very large, you know, islander in the dream world, it's really difficult to see him at the end when he was meant to become, when Chris O'Dowd's Philip takes on all the memories and the inner workings of Flip. I didn't feel that at all. Like I did not see Flip in Chris's character. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, not at all. It was a weird. I know they tried to connect it all, but the execution to be able to get the two characters to be able to mesh and have like, I guess they were polar opposites of each other. I also
Yeah.
didn't like Flip. I didn't think he was eccentric
No.
enough to be able to come across as I guess the scallywag of the dream world, because like
Mm-hmm.
he's meant to be I guess the thief or the mysterious kind of like,
Yeah, the outlaw.
yeah, like it reminded me of Loki, really. Like
Yeah,
he's
okay.
meant to be that sort of the bit of a trickster and like the
Mm-hmm.
likable sort of rogue that's meant to come and
Yeah.
go and do what he pleases, like that chaotic neutral kind of character for all you
Mm-hmm.
D&D nerds. Like
But
he
I
just
didn't find that likable.
no, I don't think it came across well either. Like I
No.
never thought he really got out of that safe zone of him being I guess, the macho persona to that
Mm-hmm.
sort of eccentric side. Like his
Yeah.
delivery was still in that macho sort of area, but because he had horns and he had silly glasses and he was dressed a bit
Mm-hmm.
different to the usual way that
And
he's dressed.
fangs. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was a weird blend of visually to be able to come across as that goofy eccentric.
It was a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
I wonder if that would have been better if they had one actor play Flip and Philip, but they just did a lot of like physical effects makeup to make him look so different. So just so that we had the same actor playing both roles, because it wasn't a big reveal anyway. And even if that sort of did reveal a little bit, I don't think it's dangerous because the only person who's not going to see this coming is a child, and a child's not going to notice it's the same actor. Um, and that way we would have had actually have seen that personification of Flip in Philip at the end, because at the
Mm,
end, Nemo being with Flip is sort of what we want. She gets to spend her daytime, her what do they call it? Awake, the
awake.
awake.
Yeah, the awake
She gets
or
to spend her
whatever.
awake time with her uncle and this adventure outlaw, and her sleep time with her dad. Um, but I didn't feel like she was spending her time with this outlaw. I felt like she was spending time with a doorknob salesman.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
I also did not care for them being chased by the nightmare or her
No,
nightmares. Like,
it
it
was too
wasn't.
long.
It took forever. It also
Yeah.
wasn't that good of a CGI. Like it just looked like a CGI
Mm-hmm.
cloud chasing him. Like
Mm-hmm.
everything about it, I couldn't care. Then
Yeah.
there was a quirky dark, or they were flying on a dark. Oh, also
The Canadian thing.
the pig annoyed me.
Yeah. Okay.
The pig animation just looks really out of place. Like,
And light.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it looked like they weren't even on level. Like when she was talking to the pig,
Mm-hmm.
there was a weird sort of, I guess, layer balance or something. There was something off every time the pig was on screen. Like even that
Yeah.
picture behind you, it looks like it's
Sure.
weird that the pig isn't really
It
on her
doesn't look
shoulder.
like it's part of that world. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's not even properly on her shoulder. Like how's the pig
No.
hanging on? Like shouldn't the
Mm-hmm.
legs be over the front? Like the legs are behind. Like
Yeah. The
what's it?
gravity's all wrong of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thought the
like
same thing.
it's bending my mind to even like think how can a plush toy that's alive hang on?
I did like its use in the effect of, as soon as we saw it move, we knew she was in the sleep world, and as soon as we saw it not move, we knew she was in the awake world. That was a nice little touch. But you're right. As soon as it was a real thing in her arms, it felt real. And then as soon as it was this CGI, light as a feather, non-existent, invisible creature, yeah, you're right. I felt so confused by it.
Yeah, and like I know it's probably not the point of the actual whole movie, but even
Mm-hmm.
when she did finally get to see her dad in the dream sequence, so spoiler, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
just
thought I already said it.
yeah. Also, I didn't care. There was no reason I've went on this 2 hour journey. Like this was a
Yeah,
long film,
it was very
but
long.
no real payoff or emotional connection to the characters. Like
Yep.
I didn't care about Nemo that much. I was like, I felt sorry for her that obviously her dad died and like
Mm-hmm.
she lost her mum, but I
Mm-hmm.
also didn't really have an emotional connection to her because any
No.
time that we actually did get to spend time with her, we saw her interacting with her uncle, which was really bizarre. And I was too focused on him being more eccentric about his locks.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously you've got Jason Momoa that's he's a big name and they're trying to have the focus on him being that eccentric character, but it never
Yeah.
came across. So you never actually got to spend that time with Nemo to be able to develop that emotional connection that you're meant to on these sort of emotionally driven rides.
Ooh, yeah. Preach.
Yeah.
Yes. Look at you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Totally agree.
Yep.
Totally agree. Yeah, look, hey, there's still some funny moments. There's this scene because they're going in dreams. And that's I mean, look, to quickly have another whinge. um I have a problem with anything set in dreams because then anything's possible, nothing matters. I know that they say death matters, but the fact that there's no rules makes every scene feel dumb, and every scene just feels like they're in a blue room with actors, and it's ugh. Anyway. Um, the scene where they go into that little kid's dream who's driving the monster truck, like garbage truck. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The little Asian kid.
Yep. It was
Um,
good.
fucking hilarious. He was every scene that they went back into that little truck and they interacted with him, act like genuinely laughed. I like those
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah, they were good, but
Um,
if they hit that like every couple of scenes,
yep,
you'd be over it. And like there was a lot of
yes,
dream sequences, and they only did what 2 or 3 with the kid. And
yeah, and it was the same joke every time. Like
yeah,
they did it 3 times, and by the third time, I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. Like
yeah,
we can stop doing this.
yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't mind the dream. I guess you could call her the police. Like she was at least
Green, yeah,
a
Miss
little bit.
Green or Agent Green or whatever she was.
Yeah, like at least she was a bit interesting. She had a bit of like sass, a little bit of I don't know. Like, for
Yeah,
me, she was better
at
than
least she added some tension. You take
yeah,
her out, and there's no tension. They're not being. There's no. Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't. But then again, to me, it's either an adventure quest, and they're getting the MacGuffin, which was the pearl or whatever it was, magic pearls, or it's a escape film when you're trying to outrun. Like I think they could have just really made it an adventure quest, and they keep interacting them on the way, similar to like Inside Out.
Yeah,
Whereas this, like, I liked Agent Green and I liked that world, but if you're gonna go into that realm, then go down like an Umbrella Academy realm where you go really deep into this secret society that manages dreams and whatever. Because it's very surface level, and I feel like that could have been delved into more and been an interesting concept to explore. But
okay.
they have one character. I like that it was. They said that had been updated since the 70s and stuff. Like, that was really cool, and I love the stylistic touch of that whole. Everyone that was dressed and all the cubicles and everything. But
Yeah.
again, it was one scene that moved on and was irrelevant.
It was pretty similar to Loki with the what are they called? The variant police. Like that was pretty 70s. It gave me that kind of vibe. I know you probably haven't seen it.
I connect. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I also haven't seen Umbrella Academy, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So now that I know there's a secret organization doing dreams, don't need to see it.
Nah, it's not a spoiler. It's not about dreams. It's about
That
into it's a there's a it's interdimensional.
yeah, right. Yeah.
It's
Well,
good.
whatever. What would you rate this film?
It was like a 2.5.
Okay. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, I like the tidy little ending, and it was kind of cute. But there's a lot of holes and a lot of problems, but it wasn't offensive and it wasn't boring. It was a little long, but it was okay. Like a 2.5, maybe a 3.
it was about half an hour too long for me. Like I was
Yeah,
ready for this to wrap up at the hour and a half
hour and
mark,
a half. Yeah,
where I could have excused a number of things. Like it could have been a nice little family sort of I guess, ride if you were watching it as a family. But 2 hours
Yeah.
sitting there, it just, I wouldn't recommend it for people to go watch. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing about it that was like, yeah, that was really cool. Besides the little one-liners with the little Asian kid driving, there wasn't really much of a draw card into it. Like, if you want a
Mm.
family film, you need to have that sort of adult undertone jokes in there as well for the
Hmm.
parents that are going to be watching it with their kids, where it didn't deliver on that at all. It was mainly
Yeah.
headlined it just for Jason Momoa to be able to sell this story, really.
Yeah. Yeah. It almost felt like adding to his portfolio. Now he has a silly character.
Yeah, kind of like
Yeah,
how
for
how
sure.
the Rock did. Was it Tooth Fairy? And you
Yeah,
got
fuck.
the
Oh,
pacifier,
and
Vin
pacifier I
Diesel.
was about to say as
Yeah,
well. Yeah.
like there's all
I
those.
remember kind of enjoying the pacifier
The
though,
pacifier was actually reasonable. Like, it was pretty stock standard
compared to the
formula,
rest.
and
Yeah,
like, yeah,
totally.
like and Jackie Chan pretty much did the exact same one, but he was like guarding the
Yeah.
family as a secret agent. It's like very, very
With the
similar.
tuxedo,
Yeah, yeah.
fucking brilliant. I
Like,
do love Jackie Chan though. Holy shit.
Jackie Chan's great. Also, when he does his own stunts, it's
Mm.
really impressive. But
And he's a
yeah,
perfectionist. Like
uh,
he's anything he does to the thousandth degree is insane.
yeah. I also really like his like original films, like the Drunken Master and a few of those
Hmm.
ones. Like
Hmm.
they're really
I've
cool.
only ever gone through and watched like key moments. I haven't actually watched any of those from start to finish,
Yeah.
but I feel like yeah, they're pretty fucking awesome from what I've seen
Yeah,
anyway.
I love an action film, and like
Mm.
I had a big stint of, like, I guess, Eastern cinema
Yeah,
for a
remember you
long
did,
time.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was back when you're at uni.
yeah, I got real into it.
Mm.
But anyway, it's a two for me. Like, I wouldn't recommend it, but
Yeah.
it was okay. It was okay. I wouldn't recommend
It
it.
wasn't
So
offensive.
no, you can't get a three because I'm not recommending you to anyone. So
That's fair.
unlucky Slumberland. You can
Yeah.
slumber.
I
Yeah.
literally wrote on my notes. I had I'm getting over this. How long is left? At exactly an hour and a half. So
Hmm.
100% agree. It's just
Yeah.
half an hour too long.
Yeah. So let's move on to the most confusing thing I have seen this year. This show, 1899, it looked really cool from the poster, and this is why I chose it, because I was like, this looks mind bending and it looks interesting, and we were a
It
little bit
looked very
flustered.
interesting.
And we were a little bit flustered. So, like, its key tags were drama, history, horror, mind bending, and it got mind bending correct. And then the
Hmm.
rest of it, I still have no idea what the hell this show is about. Like,
No.
the simplest story is there was a missing ship. There's a boy that has a triangle, I guess, Pandora's kind of box thing. There's a man with a
Yeah.
bug, and there's a lady that she's a doctor, and there's immigrants underneath the ship who essentially are having their own little world in there that I don't know. This I'm gonna try and
I'm
read.
sure the immigrants, they're like, it's the different classes of the ship. There's like the hoity-toity riches up
No,
on the nice areas of the ship, and then there's like the slums at the bottom. They're just using the ship as passage.
no, because they were working. They were the working crew.
Oh, you mean like the people shoveling coal?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. It was all over the place.
Yeah,
Does
there's all
my
sorts of shit going on.
does my head in. But here's the blurb. Hey,
You're really upset by this.
I hate it. I don't know what the show's about.
You can see
It's
I
so
messaged
annoying.
I messaged him on what was it, Saturday or something. I said, after you've watched the first two episodes, tell me if you want to bother watching the third. And you're like, yeah, no worries. And then later that day I got a message and you're like, no, fuck this. Two's enough.
I didn't even get to two at that point. I sent that message. I just finished one. I was like, nope, no.
Oh, actually, you didn't watch number two.
I did watch number two, but at that point of
All
like sending
right.
the message, I'd only seen one, and
Yeah.
I just assumed that episode two was
No,
going to
that's
be as nuts
very
as,
fair.
well, no, whatever. A multi international immigrants
Multi-international immigrants. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
immigrants.
I said immigrants right at the start, and you were laughing at me. You're like, no, they're not immigrants.
Is that the word you use?
Immigrants.
Now you're saying it weird. Immigrant.
Because I got that's ignorant in my head, and I
Yeah,
was
right.
I was in two minds of like saying it.
Immigrant.
Immigrant. Traveling from the old continent to the from the old continent to the new, encounter a nightmarish riddle aboard a second ship adrift on the open sea.
You fucking you read that like shit. What the hell?
I was stuck on that's ignorant. That was the only thing going in my mind.
Immigrant.
That's it. And I was
Okay,
like,
there's a ship. There's a ship traveling from London to New York. On that ship, there are people from all over Europe.
the ignorance.
They're immigrants. So derailed.
That's just what I couldn't read.
Did you watch? Did you watch the dub or the sub?
Oh my god, the dub! It was so bad.
Yeah, when I changed it to sub, I couldn't handle it.
It took me a while to work out that this wasn't English. I was like, "What is happening?" And I was
It's
trying.
got
Is it
It's got
French?
characters that speak French. There's characters that speak German, Danish.
Oh, there's Japanese. There's like a geisha on there at some point.
Yep, but she's actually Chinese. They speak Cantonese.
Yep.
Because that was like a reveal that she's actually
Not Mandarin,
she's,
Cantonese.
I'm pretty sure because I had subtitles on, and at the bottom it said brackets Cantonese. So, from memory anyway. So I'm pretty sure it's Cantonese.
I did Mandarin for a couple of years in primary school.
Yeah, so if you were being fluent as if there were a couple of years in primary school, fuck off.
I remember Ni Hao, which was hello.
Good job.
Yep.
Keep going.
That's it.
Yeah, sick.
Taijin.
So if they said anything except for hello, you'd be fucked.
Yeah, that's it. That's as far as my knowledge went.
Yeah, dope.
Yep.
So
they're immigrants.
The immigrants, they are.
This is better than the actual show.
I was just thinking that this is more entertaining than the fucking the actual show. Look, I'm gonna get straight down to it. This fucking show is confusing as shit. They tried to go like super mysterious, but not for the fucking entire thing. And everything is a mystery. Like everything. We don't get anything. There's no information told us about family. There's no information told us about backstory. There's no information told to us about any of these characters for 2 entire fucking episodes. Things just keep happening, and things keep happening, and then we spend the majority of the episodes with each character and all of them going, "Oh, did you see what happened? What do you think about what happened?" And then at the end of the episode, they give us one little cliffhanger to make us try and watch the next. It's fucking horse shit. It's super generic. It was boring because I was so confused the whole time.
I was so confused.
And super fucking dark.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my fucking notes. The underscore, the music, everything about it was super generic.
And the mystery of everything. There was no everything. Like any of those mystery shows. You kind of like they give you a mystery, they give you some hints, and you're like, oh, okay, now I know what's going on, and then they move on again. Like even what's that Neo Genesis the anime? Have you ever seen it? Neo Genesis Evangelion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's confusing as like there's a lot going on in it, but they still give you a heap of like information along the way, and there's points where you're like, okay, that makes sense. I know what's happening here, and then they keep moving on.
It's important that you give us something to predict. You've got to give us information for us to try and go, oh, does it mean that? Does it mean this? Oh, and then you hear something like, oh, and you start piecing things together. That's what The Watcher did well. That's what The Watcher was able to do, and that's why all the suspicion was interesting, because it made you play little, scenarios in your head. Whereas this was so confusing and so ruddy mysterious that we had nothing to latch onto and no predictions to make, which meant that I couldn't get into it at all. So shit.
It was hard to watch. I was sitting there going, "Can I play on my phone yet? No, I need to pay attention." And then by the next scene, "Can I play on my phone? No." I
Yeah.
had to force myself to watch what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
By the end of the first episode, I was like, "Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. There's a boy in a cupboard. They found the ship. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool. That's gonna be cool. What are they gonna go?"
Yep.
Like, I was okay with like maybe they might reveal more mystery. And
Yep.
then you get into the second episode and you get nothing. There's nothing.
And you get 40 minutes of each individual character sitting with another character going, "Did you hear about the boy? Oh, I hear he doesn't talk. Oh, we should leave this ship." It's just each character talking about what happened at the end of the last episode. It's like Walking
Yeah.
Dead season 2. It fucking goes nowhere.
Evil Dead season 2. That was so bad.
Yeah.
What? The whole farm scene. Anyway, we're not here to
Yep.
talk about that. But
I've
there's
got big problems with Walking Dead, but anyway.
I know I've got a problem with the random guy that swam across from the other ship and was all about bugs. Like he was the Egyptian scarab kind of Christmas bug thing. Like he was all about that bug, and then he's in the room of the doctor. You know, the guy that pops up on
No,
the ship and he's all wet, and he's like he's
in
all
the
about the
second
bugs.
episode,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the second. When
fuck,
they
have I
when
already forgotten part of this?
yeah, so when they went across the other ship, as they got there, they had the ship in the background, and then they had the main ship, and old mate popped up, and he was like, he swam there, and he was like in a trench coat, and I was like, that is a very long swim. Like if you ever done, I
The
did.
guy who wanted the bread, that guy?
Was that him? No,
I don't even know.
that wasn't him.
No,
The first
don't
time
even know.
the first time we saw him, he popped up and he was like soaking wet, and he was like all of a sudden there, and he put a bug underneath the door and was like holding a bug, and then went into the doctor's door, and then the end of the second one, the doctor was like coming back to her room, and then he's coming out, and he's like, "Sorry to intrude," and then just leaves, and he's like dripping wet and goes into the room next door.
Oh, I do. Yes, yes, yes. The guy in next door to the doctor. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry. Who killed the child? Not the
yeah,
child from the ship, but the other kid who was like, "Oh, sorry."
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Why? What?
Why? And I'm
What?
sure that if I was interested enough, I'd watch the rest of this. But it to me, it already feels as if this is enough story for like a movie, maybe two, and they've
Yeah,
fleshed it out or tried to stretch it out into a series because most of this show was filler. If it was maybe half an hour episodes or 40-minute episodes, sure. I'm not watching fucking hour-long episodes of nothingness and mystery for the sake of mystery
yep. Wow, it's being super dark just because.
and generic. Nothing was new, nothing was interesting. Yeah, I'm over it. I'm done even talking about it.
Yeah, don't watch it. Don't go near it. Stay
Yeah,
away.
don't bother. One thing I will give it really quickly. I did like the fact that it was such a diverse cast. Like, and I do wish that the default wasn't the dub because it's better in sub because you hear all the different languages and it feels like a multicultural ship. And I like that mixing pot of nationalities because later when the story sort of becomes the needs of the few versus the needs of the many, you start to see that nationality sort of come into play, and I kind of enjoyed that. But it made me wish that this movie was more of a sort of stranded at sea, Lord of the Flies kind of thing. I think that would
Yeah,
have been more interesting than whatever the fuck they were trying to achieve out of this.
yeah. Do you
Because
reckon
originally
that?
I thought it was.
Do you reckon that comes into human nature? So, like, when you're on holidays overseas and you meet another same nationality as yourself, and like you're in a foreign country,
Definitely.
and then like you wouldn't have the same trust that you have
No.
with someone else, but because you're both in a foreign environment and you're from the same nation, you have that common bond where you like have that weird sort of I trust you more than I probably should, just because we're both in this foreign
Yeah.
area.
It means we're instantly friends.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they're immigrants.
Because we immigrants
Immigrants.
together.
Yeah. It's this
Yeah.
show's a one. The only thing that I actually really enjoyed was the movie poster. I thought that was a really cool thing.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
makes me think it's again, I thought it was either going to be something like survival or something, or about like the Bermuda Triangle and
yeah,
make it almost like Lost. And that's what
yeah.
I sort of thought it was going to be, but it was just boring mystery with no leads and nothing to predict and to talk about. Don't bother. Don't
Yeah,
bother.
it was shocking.
No,
But you know, moving on to our holiday season movie, which they're all starting to creep out here now. So Lindsay Lohan, I think she had what was it, 3 years or something or other break from acting,
it's been a
and
while.
yeah, so obviously she
Mm,
had a little bit of a rough patch here and there for numerous things, but that's not what we're here to
yeah,
talk about. So she's back.
no,
She's back on the scene. We've had a bit of a Lindsay Lohan run at the moment in our household. So we've watched The Parent Trap, we've watched Freaky Friday, and now
hell
Falling for
yeah,
Christmas. So we were going to watch Herbie. That's the car, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's the love bug. Yep,
yeah, she's in the live action version of that one as
she is
well.
fully
Um,
loaded.
yeah, that's the one. But this is our first holiday season movie, which is obviously Christmas is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Netflix's newest one called Falling for Christmas. And here's the blurb. In the days leading up to Christmas, a young and newly engaged
Heiress.
heiress experiences a skiing accident after being diagnosed with amnesia. She finds herself in care of a handsome lodge owner and his daughter. So this plays out exactly as you think it's going to with every
Yeah,
other romantic comedy, to the point
yeah,
where you're like, oh, she's not, she's the rich girl that is all about obviously just herself. She experiences an accident. She's being proposed to by Tad, or I can't even remember his name. Tad.
his name was Tad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the
And
dad kept calling him Ted.
yeah. And
He's like, it's Tad Daddy.
the guy that George Young did a really good job playing that rich, entitled, spoiled sort of character. Like,
He felt like he was on a fucking Disney teen show, like he belonged on iCarly or some bullshit.
yeah, but I think he did all right. Like, that's kind of what I expected. Like, you weren't meant to like the character, and he's meant to have some comic relief moments, which,
But then you are meant to, he's meant to be endearing later. The whole thing with him and Ralph, the guy in the woods.
nah,
Uh,
I thought the whole thing though he was meant to be unlikable. Like, he didn't learn anything from it, and he was just that's the lifestyle that she wanted to move away from, and
yeah,
that
for
was
sure.
the whole moment and purpose of it. Like, I didn't think he was meant to be likable at all.
But he's not. But then I agree, he's not meant to be likable. But then they try and make him likable in the middle, and then at the end they make him unlikable again. It's
Yeah,
again this movie. That's going to be a repeating sort of theme as we talk about this. Is they don't know what they're doing. It really is that simple.
oh, but how similar. So the lodge owner gives a proposal to the dad about investing in his snow lodge. And then they have like this little sort of bromance moment with the skiing. But God,
Yeah.
they look similar. Like, even right at
Oh,
the
you
end.
reckon?
Did you see the end shot where there
What
was
the dad
the dad and
and the
oh
blonde?
yeah, they were like a before and after. Like, this is my timeline. Like,
Very Freudian.
it was very like.
Mm,
Did you not see that? I was
I never
like,
picked it up. No, I mean, look, basic white man. I mean, that's all I really saw.
no, they pretty much almost had the exact same hair. Like, it was very, very
Sure.
like, you
Well,
go back.
you marry your dad, you marry your wife. That's
Yeah,
yep.
go back and look at the ending, and they were like pretty much identical. But
I was too
like,
busy yelling on my TV. I had
yeah, you
several
hated it.
moments
You
where I
sent
was
me
screaming.
you sent me a message. It was like, This is the worst piece of media I've ever seen.
100%. I literally stopped it, went and spoke to my partner, and said to her, I cannot think of something that I've watched recently or if potentially ever that was worse than this in every single facet of the word. And I know I
1899.
complained about, yeah, but 1899, like there's still some really nice shots in that. At least they were trying to be clever. There was a bit more originality to the story. This was a cookie cutter in every sense. This had so many problems with the way it was written and its direction, and it's fucking cringy writing.
Uh,
It's so bad. I've got a lot of notes because it
so,
was just things just kept happening.
yep. It was only Tad and Lindsay's character, whose name is
Sierra,
Sierra, who they
mm-hmm.
call Sarah for most of it, which is way
Which
easier
is
to
her
say.
amnesia name.
Yeah. They should have just
Mm-hmm.
renamed her as Sarah. But she gets proposed to by Tad, and
Mm-hmm.
then the accident happens, and they both get lost in the wilderness, and Sierra bumps her head and unfortunately forgets everything and is
Mm-hmm.
taken in by the lodge owner that is Jake. So Jake Russell is his character name, and he takes
Played
her
by a guy
in.
called Chord. I think his name's Cord, but it's spelled like Chord. So from
Yeah,
now on, he's Chord.
that's a balling name, isn't it? Chord
Chord. Overstreet.
Overstreet.
Hell
that's a
yeah.
that's a great name. Imagine
Mm-hmm.
imagine getting business cards. You'd think that's a joke, wouldn't you?
Chord
Chord.
Overstreet.
Yeah.
Yeah, such a tool of a name.
But whatever. It is what it is.
Anyway,
So
so yep,
she's
she
taken
yep,
in, and then from there you're like, oh, they're gonna fall in love. So
of
they
course.
go on this sort of back and forth. She's trying to learn the ways of the lodge and is
Oh,
making a
fucking
lot of mistakes. But
hated that montage.
it's only 4 days they're in this, and they've established those real strong connection feelings in
Mm-hmm.
4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah, I think isn't it 2 days?
no, it's four in total.
4 days. Yep. They fall
Yeah,
head over heels in love in 4 days.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I know they needed to progress like the story and stuff, and then obviously the dad finally comes back in, but Lindsay's character Sarah, she has
Sierra.
this like entourage of people that are like fawning over her. She's eating
Mm-hmm.
caviar, and like they don't even know that she's missing. They just assume they're away.
I know. Two people go missing on a mountain,
Like
and
two high profile people too. Like they weren't
yeah,
just average people that went missing.
no,
Like
I mean, we've been on the snow, and it's that shit's taken really seriously. No one who works at a ski resort would know that someone that didn't come back after skiing and be like, "Well, we didn't know where she is. She said not to disturb her." Like, that's such shitty writing. It's so convenient. No one would make that decision. No one.
yeah. And then you have that whole subplot line of Tad and the gruff, I guess, hermit who's
Ralph,
who's just, chilling, doing some ice fishing
who
and
reminded me
just
so much of my brother.
all right.
Ralph did.
He's just like living his best life. He's got
He was nice.
he's
Ralph
fishing
was
away, yeah.
Ralph was like every moment. Like, he could have taken out that whole story with Tad and Ralph. It meant nothing. Tad, I thought it was going to be Tad's sort of his character development and his growth into realizing that he's not just about all materialistic stuff, blah blah blah. He didn't, and he was the same old person at the end because writing is hard, right? But Ralph was cute. His little scenes were kind of fun, and his interactions with Tad a little bit romantic at times. And it turned out that at the end, Tad was bi or gay or whatever. So
Yeah,
it made me sort of second guess
he just
what was
randomly
going on.
right at the end after his whole ordeal, and then
Yeah,
the breakup, and he was like, "Hey, what are you doing for New Year's?" And just takes the
yeah.
bloke. It's just away he goes.
And that was which is so fucking weird. Um, I kind of want to rattle through my list a little bit. Is
Go,
that okay?
go.
Was this meant to be a Paris Hilton parody? She was pretty much Paris Hilton from the beginning. Fucking already hate the way this is filmed. The music was so fucking goofy. Holy fuck, I can't even with this green screen. Definitely filmed like by a made for TV movie team. You know how those movies that made for TV?
Yeah.
It felt exactly like every single one of them. There was
Also,
a Mean Girls reference. Lindsay
oh
Lohan
yeah,
singing.
yeah.
That was I like that. That was cute.
Yeah, I read on the trivia on the IMDb that she actually
Mm.
wanted to have that like
Oh,
reference to
good.
Mean Girls.
Yes, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
Lindsay.
Did you
And
also
she was probably the best part of this.
yeah, did you realize when they were in the lodge where it was just the lodge family, like the dad, I'm assuming it was the grandma of the child.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that fireplace, it wasn't a real fire. That was green screen fire.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
really? I didn't even pick that up.
it was so odd. Like it was really,
Bizarre.
really bizarre why they didn't just light a normal fire. And then the
Because
volume.
that is
Do you see the
hard.
volume on the TV?
No.
Like when they were turning up the TV when she had a press conference,
Mm.
and it said volume, and it had the little squares that go across. I was like, that's a 34-inch flat screen, and you've got the
Oh,
oldest volume,
yeah, no
like
shit. Like
rear
CRT coming from the
projection. Yeah,
bottom.
yeah.
That was like added in post. Hey,
Hmm.
fuck, man. Um, Painful and sickening. I read that a few times. Is it a dead body? That woman kept yelling, "Is it a dead body?" When they found when they found her body. It would be instantly good if Tad died a horrible death when he was out in the wilderness. When he runs into Ralph and he bursts through the door and he yells "Sanctuary!" That was actually pretty funny. Fucking painful. The montage made me want to cry. It was so bad. Tad is such a cunt. Our Christmas song's free because this song was made on such a shit budget. I looked it up. A lot of the songs they used are actually free Christmas songs because they're older than 1926 or whatever the ruling is.
It's a
I
weird
wrote
thing to look up.
this fucking writing. I'm so mad at you, Jay Ryman. The hardest I've laughed all movie is us sending foot fetish memes in the group chat. We're sending those foot fetish
Yeah.
things and memes. Look, most of this is me just rambling. The grandma was beautiful. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Christian made. There was a moment where she got her phone out to take a photo, and the camera zoomed in on the Apple logo, and it went on an over shoulder shot and showed her take a photo on her iPhone. It was shameless in its product placement. They had a Simply Green logo, like on a bottle of spray. When she went into one of the rooms, it was shameless in its product placement.
You got to get the budget somehow.
They did a stare reveal to add on to the cliches, and at the end, when she realized that she loved him and all that bullshit, they did a recap. They did a montage recap of everything we just watched. They did a 3-minute montage of the movie we just spent the last hour and a half watching. That is fucking bonkers. I can't even. And then when they kissed, there was a solar flare, like a Photoshop filter applied over the top. When they kissed, it was phenomenal. It was edited by a 15-year-old. This movie is the worst thing I have seen in I don't know if ever, but a very fucking long time. And I expected it to be, but it was mind-blowingly horrible, offensive. It should not exist.
Yeah. Oh no. I got more enjoyment knowing that you would hate it than anything. But
I was yelling at my TV at one point.
I didn't mind it that bad. Like it was nice to be able to switch off and just watch this very predictable thing go. And I
No,
was like, no, nah. I was
sorry, not even.
no, like it wasn't great. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. It is what it is. You know what's going to happen. It's not executed great. It's just the standard rom com with a Christmas theme thrown in there. Like
Yes,
you could have taken the Christmas theme out and run with this very
definitely.
generic rom-com. Like if you want to watch
Besides it
those,
being in winter, it has nothing to do with Christmas.
no. Like if you
And
wanted
the
to,
mistletoe.
oh, the mistletoe, that's right, that comment. And there was the angel. Like obviously she was able to re-inspire him to put the angel up.
He had the fucking tree topper angel in his drawer with the
Yeah.
memory book, and she walks in, she opens up this drawer to put the book away. He finds She finds this angel, and he walks in, and they're like, "Oh, what's this?" Well, we bought it just before she got sick, and then she died, and then now I can't bring myself to hang it. Like he has this fucking weird emotional connection to this tree topper they bought before she got sick, and then she died. All these little sop. Oh my god, you got me ranting again. I'm sorry. Fucked. I'm mad. I'm mad that this exists.
Yes. Yeah. And then they even did the old school bloopers during the credits.
Which weren't even funny.
No, I haven't seen them in a while though. Like I haven't
Bloopers
seen it.
can sometimes be redeemable for a bad movie because then it's like, well, this had fun making it, but even the actors didn't look like they're having fun making it.
No. Well, I mean, she had 3 years off. Give her time to come back and
But she was the
experience it.
best part.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan was the best actor in the whole thing, and if her influence was bits like her singing the Mean Girls song, then they were my favorite parts.
Yeah.
She is in no way to blame for this.
Well, she attached her name to it, so yeah, she's a little bit to blame.
A
But
little bit.
I probably wouldn't have picked this if it wasn't Lindsay Lohan.
It's
Like,
true.
if like that's the whole reason that I picked it. One, because it was Lindsay Lohan. Two, because it would
Yep.
annoy you. And three, I got a lot of enjoyment from annoying you. So that's pretty much two reasons. But the third one is I got a lot of enjoyment from
Yeah.
you getting mad.
I got so mad. I should actually record viewings like this because I feel like my initial reaction of me yelling at the TV was more entertaining than anything I can say now.
Yeah. We should do one of those when we get further along, one of those watch alongs, and you can see it. Like, everyone can see our live reactions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd
Or
have a good giggle at that.
even a live podcast where you guys can talk to us as we go on. We can get even
It's gonna
more.
be something really shit though. Like, it has to be almost like a Jurassic domination sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like one of those, like the Asylum or something, or one of these fucking Christmas specials. Because if it's not terrible, it's not gonna be fun.
Yeah. So what would you give it?
I don't know. I keep saying, I've said a couple of times, what's the lowest I can give it? But this deserves lower than everything else. Negatives.
Wow.
It is offensive that this exists to me.
Okay.
-5.
Whoa. Right.
-0.5.
Yeah. It's a 1. Like, it wasn't great. It's very, very generic, but not well executed. It's just, yeah. Lindsay Lohan's probably the best part of it, and it doesn't go much further than that. But
I couldn't even switch off. Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Next week we have a very big episode for you. We are keeping one Christmas movie. It's probably not going to be a theme, but we've kept it in there.
We can try.
Yeah, we got Spirited.
I'm not a big Christmas person, but
Okay.
I can try and get in the spirit.
Well, we got Spirited, which is on Apple TV, which is Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell's newest Christmas film. So I'm hoping it's going to be good, but Lewis here is our Grinch, and he's really not excited about the old Will Ferrell, Ryan Reynolds team up because he doesn't like him. But too sophisticated for our art house comedy man over here.
Yeah, that's what it is. I like dumb shit. I'm okay with dumb shit. Just do it well. Don't make it the same as every other dumb shit.
Yeah. I've been excited for this for a while because it's pretty confident it's Tim Burton, or Tim Burton's got a hand in it, yeah, which is Wednesday, which ironically is also coming out on a Wednesday. I would be mad if they didn't put it out on a Wednesday.
Right.
But yeah, it's based from the Addams Family. So we had a little bit of a mishap during the week where I was saying I want to do Wednesday, and then Lawson got really confused thinking we were recording on a Wednesday because we normally
Mhm.
record on a Monday, but I was talking about the film Wednesday. And then there was a whole back and forth, which probably doesn't sound that
It tripped
interesting
me up.
after I've said it, but you know,
Mhm.
just know that there was a miscommunication, as you can imagine.
Because we are easily confused.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, but whatever. Yeah, so that's Netflix, and then also the people
That's
we
a
had.
that's a show,
Ah,
isn't it? Really quick.
what? Wednesday?
The Wednesday, yeah.
Wednesday's a movie, man. I'm pretty
No,
confident.
I'm pretty sure it's a series.
You sure? Quick, who's gonna win? Is it?
On
No.
IMDb right now, 8 episodes.
It's all right. I thought it was a movie.
Oh,
Oh well, there you go. We'll watch three of them. Cool.
yeah.
And then Amazon Prime uh movie list is The People We Hate at the Wedding. So
Hmm.
this is should be good. Should be
Yeah.
very, very exciting. I like the hopefully we're better than this week. This week, unfortunately, we brought you with three flops. So we watched them so you don't have to.
Yeah.
That's
This
yeah.
week was pretty rough.
So
It's
yeah.
pretty upsetting that the best thing I watched this week was Slumberland, and that was average at best.
I don't know, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
yeah. So if you would like us to watch anything, please let us know. Hit us up on either the YouTube
Yeah.
comments or on any of the socials.
Mhm.
Otherwise, jump into Twitch and let us know. I'm live every Tuesday and Thursday, 7:45 Australian Central Standard Time. Just chuck
Hell
chuck
yeah.
it in the chat. Chap. Put it in the chat. Also, the keyword is chap now. So put that in
Nah,
what
Lindsay.
the chap
Lindsay's my
Lindsay
girl.
Lindsay chap. Put
Lindsay
that.
chap.
Yep. Put that
Lindsay
in.
chap.
Say that and
No,
then
it's got to be immigrants. Are you kidding?
yeah, it
Like
has
the
to
word has to be
be.
immigrants.
That's, that was my highlight
Immigrant.
of
Yeah.
the whole things is that we
Probably
don't
only funny to us. That's okay.
no well whatever. Go watch the South Park episode with Michael Jackson and you'll get the
Hmm.
reference. So
Yeah.
I reckon we did it last week too
We've said it a
to
few
Murphy.
times.
Yeah,
It's one of those recurrings
yeah.
now.
So
It's your fault for not understanding, listeners.
that's right. But yeah, you know what to do. We got much better movies coming next week, and
Mhm.
if you want to make someone's day better, you know, let us tell them about the podcast. Just tell your
Tell your
friends, tell
friends.
your
Tell your
acquaintances.
strangers.
If you really can, and you got connections in Under Armour, I'd really appreciate the hook up there. You miss
Nah,
every
step
shit.
one. Step one underwear. The best.
Step one or step one
Get around it.
underwear. I actually don't
Yeah.
have any of those, but you
Black
recommend them?
Friday sales coming up. I swear by them. It's a
Okay.
cult. Everyone get on them.
This is probably not how to sell
I've
it.
been told by a friend of a friend that I'm a cult leader because I keep getting everybody to buy them. But you buy
No.
one pair and you want to buy 10. I promise they're the best.
All right.
And they
Is this
sell
like
women's now as well. So
wow? Is this a pyramid scheme? Are you getting kickbacks or what?
I wish I was. But no, that's just how passionate I am about this product.
All right, cap.
Biodegradable bamboo. It's
Do
good,
they?
man.
How long do they take to biodegrade?
I don't know the stats, man.
That's concerning.
Jump on the website.
Do
Even their
they?
packaging is biodegradable.
Does it biodegrade as you wear them?
Well, no,
Is there a chance
what?
it could?
Probably not.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know the
good.
facts. Jump on the website. They're informative.
No, next week you're coming in and you're doing a 2 minute spiel on all the
On
facts.
step one underwear.
Yeah, we're not
I'll let
sponsored,
them know.
but
Get
yeah,
sponsorship. Yeah.
yeah. If you're listening, let
Yeah.
us know.
If one of our 20 listeners happens to work at step one, hit us up.
Whatever, we got more than 20. We're doing all right. People
Yeah.
enjoying it.
Okay.
We're worldwide. Don't sell us short.
I
So,
know. Yeah.
yeah.
Step one. I'm pretty sure they're actually Australian, but yep. Hit us up, please.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Tell them all. Sing us
Woo.
out, Loss.
Love yous.
Sing us out with a Christmas carol. Good.
Christmas.
No, yeah, because we'll probably get cancelled if you're or sued if you actually did a proper one. So,
What a bright time.